wanted to ask about the lymphatic. Without going through a whole lot, there's a problem with lymphatic where something's not normal, and then you swell up and you're not releasing the fluids, and it builds up to the point where it's been terminated to lymphedema, elephantitis.
Okay, great point. So generally speaking, when your lymphatic system, when your lymph nodes swell up, it means that they're keeping some pretty bad things, right? That's their job. They filter the bad things and they swell up. That lets you know they're full. One of the best ways that you can get them to release, because they're supposed to release it, right, is exercise. Because exercising is the way in which, I mean, I'm talking exercising till you sweat, because that's the way in which, things start to move again. Again, most Americans don't exercise like they should, so I don't know the only other way I can get to help those nodes to release is to get, they have these massage people that can actually, work on your lymphatic nodes. They help it release. I'm not well versed as far as like what they do or how they do, but those are two ways I know in which you can deal with lymphatic swelling. Is to exercise, right, which allows them to get released in the blood, and hopefully you sweat it out or poop it out or something. And the other way is to go to those massage people, and help them with helping you release. Besides them, I'm not that well versed in that specific aspect of health where I can tell you what you can do or not. Those are the only two ways that I'm aware of. Great question. All right, shall we move on? We're almost done, folks. If you have another question. We good? All right, let's move on. Let's wrap this up. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about the importance of hydration, and we're going to address. I think brother here had a couple of questions about drinking water, right? So, hydration. The body requires water. In fact, probably about the one liquid that the body requires is water. You can live your life without drinking milk. You can live your life without drinking sodas. You can live your life without drinking juice. You cannot live your life without drinking water. Okay, water requirements will typically vary depending on your physical activity level, your age, your lifestyle, your body type. Okay, some people have heard that 8 glasses of water a day. That hasn't been established, but 8 glasses of water a day is probably better than what most people are doing. Right? I'm still on my first bottle, so I'm not the example in this area. But here is something interesting. A higher body fat percentage means that you generally have a lower water percentage. Okay, so the bigger you are, the less water your body actually has, right? So if you can get to the point where, because water is important for pretty much every function of the body, so if you can get to the point where you're drinking water consistently, the body will actually use that to boost your metabolism and help you lose weight. But water is important for all sorts of functions. Your brain needs water, your blood cells need water, your metabolic temperature. Water is absolutely essential for life. But we struggle with understanding what dehydration is. That's what we struggle with. Dehydration. Okay? So the body has several mechanisms to warn you that it needs water. Usually when we think of needing water, we think about thirst. Thirst is probably, thirst is definitely not the only sign that you need water. Thirst is probably the one that we all recognize. So people often wait for thirst to occur, then they drink juices and sodas and coffees instead. And that's not true. Your body is constantly losing fluids through sweating and urinating, right? So dehydration can occur simply by just, for example, you can look at the color of your urine, Okay, if it's bright yellow and darker or whatever, then that means you don't have enough water. If your urine is clear, that means you do have enough water for the time being. So that's another way to recognize how much water you need. Now, thirst is probably the first sign, and then if you ignore that thirst, then you'll get to fatigue. And then if you ignore that or you don't drink water, then you'll get to, just delirium, sweating. It just gets worse. But dehydration is simply when your body loses more water than it takes in. And, and so again, your kidneys, because it realizes you don't have enough water, your kidneys will retain more water, okay? Which darkens the color of your urine, which increases your risk for, kidney stones and all this stuff, because it's trying to get rid of this waste with a little amount of water. So sometimes things get jammed in there and you feel it in your urethra. So it's problematic. But though it's not scientific evidence, drinking 8 glasses of water is a really good place to begin. Of course, you want to make sure that you're like we filter our water. We don't necessarily just drink faucet water, but it depends on really where you are, right? Where I live, we have well water. So, we're going to filter that sucker. We're not just going to drink it from the well, right? But it really depends. Rochester might have good water. So, but if you live in a place where you don't have good water, like Flint, Michigan, right? Consider buying a filtration system. And one of the things you can do is gradually increase how much water you drink. I'm not saying stop drinking juice or soda. No, because I still drink those things. But just be mindful that your body needs water. Okay? That's all you need. And of course, the older you are, the more water you actually need. Okay? So that's really all there is to say about hydration. Does anybody have any questions? Questions? All right. Yes, sir.
The way I was taught is that you can also, well, you're supposed brother. The way I was taught was that you're supposed to, they say, eat your water. You're supposed to eat watermelon and cucumbers because the melon family is the most hydrative and they contain the most water content.
And they have electrolytes, yeah.
Right.
That's a very good point. No, you can definitely get water from the fruits that you're eating as well. I mean, watermelon is great. Just any juicy type fruit is going to be good. I mean, it's just watermelon, the consistency is just easy because it easily turns into water and everything. You can do those things, but I mean, if I wanted to hydrate myself, I mean, just go straight for the water, right? But no, those are fine ways to do it. Like I said, you often hear 8 glasses of water. If you're drinking 8 bottles of water, 8 glasses of water a day, I think you're doing great. You're doing better than me because I'm not, right? But the goal is to recognize that, because for Americans, think about the juices that we drink, the liquids that we drink on a daily basis. In the morning, you drink coffee, right? Well, not you, but like the average American, right? Like you just go for coffee, you don't even think about it, right? Maybe like, for lunch, everybody else is drinking soda or juice, so you're gonna drink soda or juice, right? And then at home, you don't really think about it. So you can go a whole day and drink everything but water. But your body those things have some water in there, but they also have other things that we talked about, like additives and sugar and everything. Water is the only thing that'll give you just water. You don't have to worry about calories.